Hey folks, welcome back to our Dice Tower preview. I'm Mark, and today we're taking a look at For Glory. For Glory is brought to you by Spielcraft Games. It's for 2 players, ages 14 and up, and games range anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes. Blood and sweat spill in the arena, while lanistas, owners of gladiator schools, work to improve their ludus. The ultimate pursuit, glory, and to be forever remembered as one of the greatest lanistas of all time. Each player will take on the role of one of these owners of gladiator schools in ancient Rome. The object of the game is to be the first player to gain 6 glory points by winning arena battles. You will build your deck to prepare for combat during the Machinations Phase and clash with your opponent's gladiators during the arena phase. Who will be forgotten and who will be remembered for all eternity? Now, like any good deck builder, you're going to have cards that you're going to be purchasing in this game, and these are your supply decks. There's actually 3 different types. You have the economy deck, which is all about giving you more influence so you can bring more gladiators to the battle and giving you more money. Really, that's the core of this deck. And you're also going to have gladiators. This deck obviously is about recruiting bigger and better gladiators to fight in the arenas. And then you have training. This is all about gaining special skills, tactics, so you can have reactionary abilities when you're attacked and when you can have tactics up front in order to bring the hammer and just do all kinds of special things while engaged in battle. Each player receives a player board, which is essentially your ludus. And this player board is fantastic. Actually, you can just play the game right from this board because it steps you through it so nicely. But there's all these areas on this board that are worth mentioning. You've got where you'll keep your glory points when you acquire them. You have coins, and the interesting thing about coins is that just like any good deck builder, you have coins of cards that are in your hand, but you can mix and match. You can spend actual coins or the cards in your hand to buy cards or do certain things throughout the game. And you have a reserve area. This is where you're going to be reserving cards potentially for later use. And at the bottom you have your standard, your deck and your discard pile. And on the left here you have your villa. And this is really where you place certain cards that give you influence. As you bring new and bigger and better gladiators to the battle, you're going to have to invoke some influence over these gladiators to keep them engaged and out there. And the more influence you have, the more gladiators you can bring to battle. And each player is going to receive their starting set of cards. There are 14 for each player. Now, most of these cards are going to be money, so you can start to acquire bigger and better cards throughout the game. And you're going to start with 5 coins. And then there's this cool helmet. This is the crowd's favor. Crowds love an underdog, so the player that goes second is going to receive this. Now, the crowd's favor is going to give you all kinds of benefits throughout the game, and it can change hands. As I said, they like the underdog. And then you'll set up the arenas. There are 3 arenas in play. Now, 2 of these arenas are known as fleeting arenas, but these cards are permanent. They sit out here and these arenas don't change. And what that means is that each of the arenas have special abilities. So whoever wins in a fleeting arena will move the sword to their side and they'll be able to invoke that ability of the arena. Now, the other thing about fleeting arenas, they only get 1 glory point per arena round. And then you have the lasting arena, which is a stack of cards. And again, they all have special abilities, but in this case, you're going to win up to 2 glory points when you win in this arena, and you're going to gain that card, which is fantastic because these arena cards are going to give you special abilities that maintain throughout the game. Some are permanent, fixed abilities like a +1 to your attacks for all your gladiators. But some might be tactics that you're going to invoke when you go into battle. And if you do, then you will exhaust those just like any other card that you're playing, and you'll exhaust in the middle of battle. But the thing here is that the arenas are super powerful and how you use them against your opponents. Along with the arena cards is the boast card. There's a stack of these, 5 in total, and in the top right corner is the bloodlust level, which we'll take a look at in a minute. So each full round of the game really consists of 2 phases. You have the Machinations Phase, where you're gathering cards in order to prepare for the arena phase, which is the end part of the round. And you'll be doing the Machinations Phase over and over until you reach the bloodlust level of the boast card in play. And how does that work? Well, you're going to be playing gladiators on your turn into arenas, and each of the gladiators has their own bloodlust level. And once you reach the top level of the current boast card, then that will trigger the arena phase. So play your gladiators wisely. So in the Machinations phase, you're going to be doing all the things you expect in a deck builder. You'll be playing cards from your hand in order to buy more cards. You have coins again in your cards, and you have coins next to your board that you started with. And there are other ways to get these coins as well. So there are cards that are going to give you coins. And when your gladiator is defeated, you do get a bonus of a coin. It's an insurance policy, so to say. So you'll put that into your coin slot. But again, these coins, it'd be either metal coins or coins in your hand from cards, all work together. Now, the thing is that you're going to be buying cards from the 3 different types, and you won't refill those until the end of your turn. And you only get 7 cards in this deck builder to start with. Not 5 like you might expect, but you get 7 to work with. And you have a couple options here. So based on the cards in your hand, you might be playing cards into the villa. Why would you do that? Because some gladiators require influence to have them out in the arenas. Along with the villa, you might be playing cards into your reserve. So you have different tactics and reactionary cards that you can play later when you need them most. Now it's important to know, however many cards you put in the reserve, you can just add them there all you want to, but you can't just buy back one at a time. You have to buy back the entire stack. And the way that works is it's 1 gold per card. And then you might be playing cards directly to your discard pile. This might be a way that you're acquiring coins throughout the game. Or it might be a way that you're getting rid of cards in order to thin out your deck for later use. But just know that there are a lot of different cards and abilities and things that allow you to do special actions when you play them directly to your discard pile. And of course, finally, the other place you're playing cards is directly out into the arenas. Now, if you play in one of the fleeting arenas, you can only play in one of those. You can't play in both fleeting arenas, but you play in one fleeting arena, and you can also play in the lasting arena. And you can just gather your forces, but you also have to be careful. There's a trade-off here because you may not want to trigger the arena phase until you've built up your hand a bit more and gain more influence or more coin, things like that, or more tactic cards that you really do. They're super critical in the middle of these arena battles. You're going to need reactionary cards. You're going to need tactic cards to help you through those battles, especially the middle and late battles. The early battles aren't quite as critical, but you definitely want to spend some time acquiring cards. Don't jump to the arena battle too soon. So the first thing you do in the arena battle is you take turns alternating back and forth with late registration. This is where you're going to be adding new gladiators to the arenas. But for every gladiator you add, that's going to cost you 3 coins. And you'll alternate back and forth until both players pass. And then it's time to fight battles. The first thing you're going to do is look at the value at the bottom left corner of all your gladiators in that particular arena. And you're going to total those together, and that will be your initiative value. Whoever has the highest value will go first. And then you'll attack with one of your gladiators. And the thing here is that you do have your tactic cards, don't forget, because you can play these before. It might be advantageous to play it before, or maybe after you attack with one of your gladiators. But the thing is, when you do attack with a gladiator, you're going to look at its attack value, you'll turn the card and exhaust it. And then you'll say wherever this damage is going to be applied, but it doesn't apply immediately. You put the damage tokens next to your opponent's card, but they do have the opportunity to react. So a possible reaction might be deflecting damage back to you. Or maybe the gladiator himself has a special ability in the text of that card. There's all kinds of possibilities of how these battles may go down and what combination of gladiators you've put out there. But just know you have reactionary cards, you have those tactic cards, and your gladiators may have reactions of their own built into the card. So if you choose not to play any reaction, then you'll just take the damage of that gladiator. And if the gladiator is destroyed or taken out of the battle, I should say, they're put back in your discard pile. But you have that insurance policy and you'll get 1 coin for losing that gladiator. And so battles will continue this way back and forth until there is a clear winner. Now, the last man standing or the last player standing will be the winner of that particular arena. Now, if it's one of these fleeting arenas, the sword will move to the side of the winner, and that ability of this arena will be available. You'll also take the glory point and put it next to your board. But if it is the lasting arena, then you'll get 2 glory points and the card of that arena you'll put into your play area, which will give you additional abilities. And then after the final arena has been resolved, then the winner will gather the boast card, the topmost boast card, revealing what the next level of bloodlust is for you to enter the arena. Now, this boast card does nothing for you other than giving you bragging rights. So this is a card that you will try to cull from your deck to thin it out, because otherwise it's just going to dirty up your hand. And so the game will continue this way, round after round, each player gathering more cards, more gladiators, more influence. Again, influence is key if you want the bigger and better gladiators out in the field. And those tactic cards, there's a lot of balancing here. What card do I get and what do I save them for? What do I reserve? Some interesting things for sure. And you'll play this way until one player has reached 6 glory and declared the ultimate gladiator school in the land. All right, folks, just a reminder once again, this has been a Dice Tower paid preview. Everything you've seen here has been in prototype form. So keep a close eye on the campaign for any changes that still may occur. Now, with that said, I really found the fact that there's this real balance of how and when you acquire cards and where you put them in your reserve, and the arena abilities, how they can really change up how you play, and the influence you must gain, as well as paying attention to all the amazing abilities of the different gladiators. And I can see that as you play the game more and more, you'll really learn a synergy between what gladiators work best with others. So I'm looking forward to playing this one some more. But ultimately, folks, if this looks like something of interest to you, I'm sure they appreciate your support. Now, it's also important to note that they have an amazing how to play video with full details, step by step, and how to go through the game. So definitely give that a look as well. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando, in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.